Syzygy Plasmonics announces a new free software for the hydrogen economy, and Nikola is back into the hydrogen news business with a big announcement in Arizona. All of this on today's Hydrogen Podcast. So the big questions in the energy industry today are: how is hydrogen the primary driving force behind the evolution of energy? Where is capital being deployed for hydrogen projects globally? And where are the best investment opportunities for early adopters who recognize the importance of hydrogen? I will address the critical issues and give you the information you need to deploy capital. Those are the questions that will unlock the potential of hydrogen, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Paul Rodden, and welcome to the Hydrogen Podcast. In a press release on October 10th, Syzygy launches carbonmodel.com, an online tool for calculating carbon footprint and levelized cost of hydrogen production. Syzygy Plasmonics announced on October 10th that it launched the carbonmodel.com, an online tool that organizations can use to calculate the carbon intensity of hydrogen and levelized cost of production. This free open source calculator enables users to quickly assess multiple hydrogen production pathways and acts as a first step in the user's journey from ideation to project execution. It focuses on cradle to gate greenhouse gas emissions and simplifies early analysis of hydrogen production projects. Interest around hydrogen production has never been higher, due in large part to the clean hydrogen tax credits included in the recently passed Inflation Reduction Act, or IRA. New and existing hydrogen producers, consumers, and project developers are actively seeking to identify and quantify the impacts that the tax credits will have on project economics and feasibility. The greenhouse gases, regulated emissions, and energy use in technologies, or GREET, model from Argonne National Laboratory is the official model that will be used to qualify a project for tax credit eligibility. However, going through that process is both labor and time intensive. Interested parties need a straightforward way to screen multiple technology alternatives and help guide resource allocation for new projects and businesses. Carbonmodel.com offers a user-friendly tool that estimates greenhouse gas emissions and project costs in as little as 60 seconds. Organizations can use the carbon intensity and cost estimates from carbonmodel.com to help them quickly determine which projects are favorable and whether they should commit to full project analysis using the GREET model. In a quote from Syzygy CEO Trevor Best, the IRA is a major tailwind that will accelerate the energy transition and hydrogen adoption. Existing hydrogen producers now have the fiscal support needed to sanction new projects, and companies that had been mulling hydrogen as a new business are incentivized to move more quickly. Both existing and new entrants into the hydrogen market want to know if their hydrogen is clean enough to qualify for IRA tax credits. They need to weigh credit generation potential heavily in their investment decisions. And in a quote from the VP of Finance and Corporate Development, Murtuza Marfani, the tools that examine specific processes are demanding and complex. They typically require significant knowledge, time, and investment to operate. They can cause delays in the sanctioning of projects or even disengagement if the mechanism and factors for credit generation are not quickly understood. Carbonmodel.com simplifies early-stage analysis. We see it contributing to the momentum from the IRA by enabling organizations to quickly assess project viability. It will also help them address any gaps in knowledge before committing to full project modeling. The current version of carbonmodel.com focuses specifically on hydrogen production. Future plans include adding cost and carbon footprint assessments for producing ammonia, e-fuels, and other foundational chemicals. Alright, so a fun new announcement from Syzygy Plasmonics. Now, I was lucky enough to preview this tool before it was launched, and it really is amazing. The flexibility that they give the user to put in key metrics to really identify the best pathway for hydrogen generation is astounding. And the fact that Syzygy has launched this as a free product speaks volumes about their sincerity in making the hydrogen economy a reality. And so a big thank you from us at the Hydrogen Podcast to Trevor Best and his team at Syzygy Plasmonics for releasing this tool. Next, in an article from the Phoenix Business Journal, Nikola to build hydrogen hub on nearly 1,000 acres in West Valley. Audrey Jensen writes, Phoenix-based Nikola Corporation has confirmed its plans to build a hydrogen production hub in the Phoenix metro across a nearly 1,000-acre property it purchased through Phoenix Hydrogen Hub LLC in September. The site is located just south of Arizona Department of Corrections Lewis Prison and west of State Route 85 at 28702 West Patterson Road in South Buckeye. The vehicle maker announced that it is working with its partners to build a large-scale hydrogen supply and dispensing infrastructure business to support Nikola's truck customers in addition to third-party demand. Through this, Nikola said it aims to develop access of up to 300 metric tons a day of hydrogen supply and up to 60 hydrogen dispensing stations by 2026 with, quote, significant growth plans over the next decade. While several of these projects are in development, the company confirmed that it is building a hydrogen production hub in Arizona, which could produce 30 metric tons per day in its first phase and up to 150 metric tons per day once completed. Nikola said it has advanced development of the new hub and recently purchased the site in Buckeye, where it will be located. Now, the permitting and rezoning process, as well as procurement of long lead equipment, has started, this according to the company. This hub, when completed, will allow Nikola to supply its dispensing infrastructure in regional markets, including California. This in a quote from the company. In addition, the Buckeye Hydrogen Facility, Nikola said its other projects planned across the country are expected to benefit from the incentives provided by the Inflation Reduction Act, which was signed into law by President Joe Biden in August. In a quote from Michael Loscheller, president of Nikola, the energy and climate investments included in the IRA are anticipated to help accelerate our strategic initiatives and drive new growth opportunities. Given the expected scale of our hydrogen business model and our early mover advantage, we believe Nikola is ideally positioned to benefit from nearly every aspect of the legislation at a scale ahead of current industry participants. Nikola said the IRA is expected to provide benefits to the auto company through production and investment tax credits, direct pay provisions, and other incentives that could lower the cost of hydrogen. Nikola previously made multiple announcements that it planned to break ground on a hydrogen production hub in Arizona. The company's CEO said in August that Nikola would start construction on the new facility by the end of the year. Oil and gas giant TC Energy partnered with Nikola last year to develop large-scale hydrogen production hubs across the U.S. and Canada. The automaker is currently producing battery electric vehicles and has produced several alpha prototypes of its fuel cell electric vehicles, which run on hydrogen. Nikola is planning to build out a hydrogen fueling network to support its vehicles. Its first 3 locations will be established in California. Okay, so interesting news from Nikola and a very unique place to put a hydrogen hub. But the more I think about this geographic location, the more I like it. Buckeye, Arizona sits halfway between I-10 and I-8. 2 interstates running east and west in Arizona, both going into California. So it looks like hydrogen output into California is fairly easy and accessible. The other thing I like about this location is that in recent months, all the talk has been about Texas and New Mexico starting up hydrogen projects. But even if those go through, more hydrogen would need to be developed in Arizona to help build out that California to Florida string of refueling points for cross-country trips between California and Florida. So going forward, I'm going to be very interested to see how this project continues to develop. All right, that's it for me, everyone. If you have a second, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a good review on whatever platform it is that you listen to. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google, YouTube, whatever it is. That would be a tremendous help to the show. And as always, if you have any feedback, you're welcome to email me directly at info@thehydrogenpodcast.com. And as always, take care, stay safe, I'll talk to you later. Hey, this is Paul. I hope you liked this podcast. If you did and want to hear more, I'd appreciate it if you would either subscribe to this channel on YouTube or connect with your favorite platform through my website at www www.thehydrogenpodcast.com. Thanks for listening. I very much appreciate it. Have a great day.